Looking for Madden 22 Ultimate Team coins? AOEAH.com is the cheapest and most reliable coins on the marketplace. Click the link in the description and use coupon code SPORTS for 3% off your order. YouTube, what's going on? It's Duke back here from Sportsgamerz.com. I'm super pumped for today's Madden 22 tip video. We got an absolute banger. Today I'm going to show you guys a super glitchy, blitzing defense that only rushes 5 defenders and there's no setup, and it beats every protection scheme in the game. This is arguably the best blitzing defense in the game. The coverage is super good too, and it's easy to adjust from. So the formation I want to look at is this big dime 1-4-6, and the play we're going to look at is a unique play that is going to be cover 3 based. It's going to be the spinner dog 3. Now this formation, it does allow you to put safeties in the game at linebacker, so if you don't have the best linebackers, or if you play mud and all your safeties are geeked, probably would go ahead and put your safeties as linebacker. So one of the important things about this formation, though, is the slot corners. They're going to be mixing blitzing and coverage, so I do recommend having good, fast slot corners. And in general, the D-line, especially if you can have a good D-tackle, that's important for stopping the run and also just getting some push up the middle so they can't step around the edge heat. Sometimes you get disengages, so if you can have the 2 edge rushers be fast, they don't necessarily need to have great pass rush moves, but be fast, that would be good too. So as far as my coaching adjustments go, with this defense, I don't really use any. I actually use autoflip off. I don't turn it on with this defense. And by the way, this formation is found in many playbooks. I like it out of the Giants defensive playbook. But for zone drops, I mean, you can definitely set your zone drops if you want. You know, something that a lot of people will do is put their zone drops, because this play has stock purples, put the curl flats, which are the purples, at 30, and then if they want to play a hard flat or cloud flat, they can shade down and shade up, and then they could access all the different flat zones that way. So, you know, that's completely up to you, but let's get into the setup here. Now, I will say you can run this defense with auto flip on, and actually in this video I do have auto flip on because that's just my default settings. But you know, it'll work either way, honestly. So all you have to do is just use your 3-rec hook zone. I mean, that's it. Like, you could press if you want, but you don't have to. And, you know, pressing, if you're going to press, you better make sure you have fast corners on this year's game, because pressing is dangerous if you don't, especially on MUT where all the receivers these days are 99 speed. You know, be careful about pressing. Now, if you have the corners to do it, go ahead, but you don't have to. The one thing you want to do when controlling the 3-rec hook zone is put them on a blitz angle. Now, what you're going to end up doing is at the snap, you're just going to engage for a split second with this guard. That basically tricks the offensive line into thinking you're rushing, to thinking there's an extra defender coming. So it allows both of these edge defenders edge rushers to come free. So I'm going to show it against all the different blocking schemes. Let's just first start off with the running back going out on the route. You guys are going to see you touch him, then you just get over the middle of the field, and you get 2 free rushers. If you're enjoying my YouTube content, I highly recommend you check out Sportsgamerz.com. This is where I post all my premium Madden 22 content. I have eBooks, offensive and defensive schemes, plus I do 4 to 6 premium tips every week in the Madden Vault. This content is available for both current and next gen, so no matter what system you play on, we got you guys covered. Our best offer yet is the Sportsgamerz Madden VIP membership. This gives you access to the entire site, every tip, every ebook, plus the meta reports for only $19.99. I'll post a link to it in the description and the comments. Make sure to check it out for the best tips and content available at the best price anywhere. So your job as the user is basically to take away the first read. You do have those curl flats, or the seam flats, it's the 2 purple zones basically. And, you know, like I said, you could zone drop them, leave them stock. You could play a hard flat if you want to take away the quick flat. You know, you can do whatever you want. But really, mostly, your job as the user is to take away that middle of the field. So you guys can see here, I touch the guard, and then I just get back over the middle, and we're rushing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I get a guy free on both sides, and where you get a sack. So now, let's look if they block the running back. So if they block the running back, the same exact thing is going to happen. You just still control the hook zone. You put them on a blitz angle, and you just touch this guard at the snap. You can pass commit. You don't have to do that. But yeah, you just touch the guard at the snap, take that first read away, and again, the running back can only block 1 defender. So as you guys can see, we still get in there for the sack. Now you might be wondering, because one of the more popular ways this year to block blitzes, especially the 3-5 wide, is just to block the tight end, right? You might be wondering if blocking the tight end would nullify this blitz setup, and it definitely doesn't. You can block the tight end, as you guys can see here. Blocking the tight end will do nothing. So we're going to send the running back out, block the tight end, right? Something a lot of people will do. Doesn't really matter. And here, we're going to actually press this time just so you can see. When you press, that guy resets, but then see he goes back on the edge. So we block the tight end, and you're going to see that still the pressure comes in really easily off both sides. The tight end, he can only get one guy. We take away the first read. And once again, there's a sack. Now, of course, you're thinking, well, this blitz can't work against max protect, right? Well, let's take a look. I will say max protect is the best way to slow it down a little bit, but it basically still works. You still get the guys coming free, and most of the time the guy runs right around the running back. So let's take a look here. You can see what I mean. Bam. See how he just runs right around the running back? I mean, max protect doesn't even really work. So, yeah, the running back's there, but you guys know running backs this year are stupid. Most of the time they just let the guys run right by them. And as you guys can see, that's exactly what happened. So, one caveat I want to say of this blitz is, don't run this against under center when people just want to run the ball. If they come out in an obvious under center running formation, this is not for that. This is for people who run shotgun. And I always get some people being like, oh, I just run all over this defense or it's an I-form tight. Well, yeah, but no one would run this on I-form tight. You know what I mean? This is for shotgun. Use this against shotgun offenses. If someone runs this and someone runs about a shotgun, it's fine. You know, this is fine for shotgun runs, but under center runs, I wouldn't recommend it. Now, the other thing I do want to show, because everyone always asks this too, is like, well, how does this blitz work against other formations, not just bunch, right? Well, okay, let's spread it out a little bit. Let's go to spread. Let's run a little simple four verts. So as you guys can see here, the blitz still is set up the same. We can press whatever. It doesn't really matter. Same thing you're going to want to do is just get on the 3 rec hook zone. This time you guys see, because auto flip's on, he's on the opposite side. Which again, I mean, you can run it with or without auto flip. It works either way. That's kind of just personal preference, honestly. You can move this guy in right next to the edge rusher if you want, the lineman. It's not hugely important. I mean, he still will come from this where he lines up by default. Spread formations, he can be more spread out than compressed like bunch. It's just that when he's lined up closer, obviously he's going to get in faster. So, I mean, that is something I would recommend doing, but it's not like 100% necessary. Anyways, let's look at how this works against a different formation. So, again, basically, wherever the 3 rec hook zone is, that's who your user. You put them on a blitz angle, you touch this guard up, bam, then you just drop into coverage, take away that first read. Once again, you guys should see sack. So, last thing I want to do is show this against a trip set. Trips formations are pretty common this year too. Trips just refers to having 3 receivers on one side spread out, like the tray wide flex and trips tight ends and all that are more common. But I mean, you can even do something like this, a tray open type situation. And it's essentially the same thing, you know, just 3 receivers on one side. Same, you know, not quite the same, but, you know, same concept, really. Now, this guy, we definitely don't want him coming in the box like that. So against a formation like this, you guys see the lineman's messed up. You probably just want to go to base line. That does, you know, is helpful against these types of formations. So it just lines up better. Again, take this 3 rec and put him over to guard on a blitz angle. That's it. It looks like my play art might be glitched, so he's not showing me on a blitz angle, but trust me, I am on a blitz angle, right? So again, your whole job is just to take away the first read here. That looks to be the running back out of the backfield. And once again, they're sacked so fast, they really can't go past their first read. What I would recommend doing on this blitz adjustment-wise is simply play hard flats, all right? Because if you take away the hard flat, you know, on each side of the field, they can't throw the quick flat pass. And then if you just take away the first read over the middle, they're going to be sacked before anything else comes open. They're not going to have enough time to wait for the 30-yard, you know, corners or deep crossing routes to get, you know, downfield enough to where those routes are even a threat or a factor. So my best advice for you is take away the flats and the first read over the middle of the field, and they really should not have time for anything deeper than that. You know, maybe, like I said, they could throw over the middle to the slant or a quick post, but they can't throw a deep, you know, post for a one-play touchdown or a deep crosser. You know what I mean? They just don't have the time. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to smash the like button. We do Madden 22 tips on a daily basis, videos, gameplays, and news. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you've not already. Until next time, it's Duke, and I'm out of here.